Hey, what's up, everybody? You're tuning in to howtoplaystock.com. My name's Casey Kepley. Hope all my lions are doing good out there today. I wanted to shoot this video because it relates to cryptocurrencies. And again, I'm focusing in on better opportunities other than just stocks that you can look at right now. And one of those is Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum is a cryptocurrency. It's one of the better ones right next to Bitcoin right now. And what you're looking at right now is my Coinbase account. And Coinbase is an exchange that you can use to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, okay? So that's what you're looking at. This is my total balance right now. It's $340. Now, I just bought my first Ethereum coin about 2 weeks ago, and I made a excellent trade on Ethereum on my first trade, and then on my second one, I skimmed a little bit more off from the price going up. So the price action that we saw on Ethereum just in the last 2 weeks has been nothing short of phenomenal. The price 2 weeks ago was just about $193, and since then, right now we're sitting at about $345, guys. Um, so if that gives you a glimpse into what's to come for cryptocurrencies as a whole, um, there it is for you. Okay. Now Ethereum is the reason why I think the price has been rising so much is because you got a lot of corporations and big money flooding into Ethereum, especially with the development projects that I was talking about in a couple other videos that I shot previous to this one. If you haven't watched those, go back and watch those because that'll kind of give you an idea as to why the price is going up so much with Ethereum and why I was saying you might want to look at Ethereum. That was just 2 weeks ago, and the price was $193. Guys, if you would have got in on Ethereum when I shot that video, your profits right now on just one Ethereum coin would be freaking astronomical. Like you would have made at least $140 or close to it. I'm not doing the math, right in front of me. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. But your profits on that would have been roughly about $140 to $150 just on one Ethereum coin if you would have got in when I told you to, just 2 weeks ago. So I think I made a good call on that. Obviously, it worked for me. I didn't make, you know, that much money. I didn't make $140 because I didn't stay in. Uh, and I thought maybe that the price might come down a little bit. Well, it continued riding up, so I got back in and just kind of skimmed some off the top before I got out again. But total, I made about $76. So wasn't too bad. Uh, Now some of that was taken out from fees because there are fees involved with the transactions, and I believe it's $5 to buy and $5 to sell. Okay, still lower than any stock exchange that I've been on. I think the lowest one I found is like $6.95. So after all the fees and everything, I settled at around a $67 profit, uh, and that's you know realistically that's on two trades. The only money I've thrown into this so far is 155 on my first order. Okay, I made a $57 profit on that one because I bought in $155 worth of Ethereum. That's when the price was at 193. I wrote it up to $282, and then I got out. Okay, that's a huge jump. So I rode most of that wave up initially. Made $57. All right, so that's at 212. So that's what you're seeing right here on the $212. Then I decided, well, you know what? I want to buy up more so I can get closer to one Ethereum coin as this thing keeps going up. Because by the next day, after I made that trade, I thought it might go down. Well, boy, was I wrong. That price went all the way up to $357. And that was just as of yesterday. So I decided, well, let's move another $111 in there, okay, which put me at $323, and let's buy up some more Ethereum. So I did that, and I ended up riding that up to like 300 and 30, 32.42, I think. If that's what we're looking at here, yeah, 332.42. So I made another, $10 essentially. So 57 plus 10, that's a $67 profit, excluding the fees that were involved. Um, so it wasn't bad, but look where I'm at. I'm at $340 now. So and that's total balance. This does include my Bitcoin at 785. That number was at like $6 or 595 just a couple days ago. The reason why it's went up, well, look here. I received some Bitcoin. Guess where that came from? It's only 58 cents. Not a big deal right now. But guess where it came from? It came from my Bitcoin faucets that I've been using. So, I add a little bit there and here for Bitcoin. And as that price continues to go up, guess what? This price goes up as well. Plus, I add to it. It just brings my total balance up. Okay? That's completely free. No risk involved there whatsoever. But it gives you a way to access some Bitcoin. You can add to that as well. So if I want to move some more money in here from my bank account, I can buy in on Bitcoin. Guys, the beautiful thing I love about cryptos is you do not have to buy one full coin. And this is why I like it so much better than stocks. Number one, stocks are way overvalued. Number two, they're controlled and centralized by central banks through monetary policy, through the debt Ponzi scheme and this debt-based model we're in. There's price action that's being distorted across every sector of the stocks. You have no idea what you're getting into these days. You can look at any technical chart for a stock, and you can almost guarantee it's distorted in some form or fashion based upon the amount of money that the Federal Reserve is pumping into the markets. Not to mention you have corporations buying back their own shares, stuff like that. Here, you don't have that. This is a decentralized, open, free market. Okay? So there's no distortion of the price. What you're seeing in the price is real. And that is what I love about cryptos. Now, is there risk? Yes, there's still risk there because you have to look at charts. You have to look at the technicals. You have to pay attention to some of the fundamentals still, just like you do in stocks. But at least here, you don't have to worry about the price being distorted. So when you're looking at technical charts, guess what? You're looking at what's actually going on, and it's real. Uh, so I just want to throw that out there for you. Just another reason to look at cryptos. Now, um, we'll go over here to Ethereum's price charts real quick. I've got a 30-minute price chart going, and like I said, I'm waiting right now with my $332 that I have to buy Ethereum. I'm waiting for the price to come down because I want to buy back in on a dip. So let's look at buying dips for a minute, guys. Dips, this is all technical analysis, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so because I talk about in a couple other videos, I show you how to do this on a much more detailed level. But buying dips and technical analysis for this comes down to a few things. I'm going to explain those in here. So what I've got set up here is the MACD chart. This measures like the momentum in price action along with somewhat like your volume in your sell orders and buy orders. So what you're seeing here basically is that action that's taking place. And as you notice, the volume would be like right in here, okay? And then these charts right here just measuring the price action. So if you notice the volume goes up, the price action goes up, right? Now you have numbers over here too. And I'm going to tell you right now, the magic number is 10, okay? When you hit that 10 mark, you're in overbought territory, which means that all the people on the exchanges that are buying and selling, most of them are buying. So when it hits like 10 or gets over that, as you can see right in here, you're in overbought territory, which means that get ready because that price is going to start coming down. And if you look at the price action, what happened? when we got to 10 and it crossed over 10. Oh, we went up to 12, but look here, we just started coming down with the amount of price action and volume. Look at the candlesticks. What did they do? And they started going up. They hit a peak. Then guess what? Look, they start coming down because you're in overbought territory, and you get the price going down. So you kind of get the gist of it here. As you can see, the price went back up again, and that's because it started hovering right here in the 10 area, and then it started coming down, in price. See right here, it kind of hovered, went back up a little bit, price went back up. So it went kind of sideways, went up a little bit and then sideways right through here. Then it starts dropping. Then it kind of goes back up a bit, and you can see the volume starts dropping, and you get more of these red candlesticks. Okay, that's what you want to look for when you're buying on dips. So right now, what I'm waiting for is, number one, there's a couple support areas to look at. So I got the moving average in here, which is this middle one. I'm sorry, this blue one right here. That's your moving average, and that acts as support. So you'll see, I'll point it out here real quick. Back here where my cursor is, each time you had these big moves up, the candlesticks either touched the moving average, like right here. They either touch the moving average or they get really, really close to touching the moving average, and then they bounce up. So that's one thing to look at on technical charts. Is those green candlesticks, because if they get in around here on that moving average, after they've come down like this and they get close to touching, get ready, because they're probably going to bounce back up. And normally you can tell that through the MACD here, because if it starts breaking around 10 like it did here, and you had a candlestick, the first candlestick that almost touches the moving average, get in because it's going up. Okay, so those are some things to look for. What I'm looking for now, though, see the MACD is around like 2.8, 3.0. So we're not in overbought territory anymore. Volume's fairly weak. It looks like it's going under, which means people are selling. So I'm expecting the price of this to start dropping here soon. And you can see we've already crossed over the moving average. So when you cross over the moving average, the next one to look at is this support level here, this red one. That's a support level. If it touches that or goes past it, you're going to start getting more momentum going downwards. So that's what I'm looking for, and it looks like that's starting to happen. So let's go to the 1 hour chart real quick. See, on the 1 hour chart, you're starting to see the same thing. And I'm waiting for this thing to, it's already crossed over the moving average, but we're sitting right there on the support level at 343. I want this thing to at least come down a little bit closer to around this area, which is at 335. And that's getting closer to the lower portion of this Bollinger Band. When it starts approaching that, if it goes outside that Bollinger Band, then I know we're in some serious downward movement. So I'm waiting to see what it does. So if it comes down here and it kind of hovers around here, I'm really going to start paying attention to the volume orders, see if they start switching back up into something like this, where you see my cursor. And if it starts doing that, well, it's headed back up again. But at least I'll know I can at least get in at 336, somewhere right around roughly one Ethereum coin from all my profits, and I can start riding the next wave up. So that's kind of how you would look at buying on dips and gauging upward momentum versus downward momentum. You can look at these bars here too underneath. These are your volume as well, and the MACD just confirms all that for you. So hopefully that information's beneficial for you. I'm looking at a 1 hour chart right now, so most of the time though, what you want to do is look at the more long-term charts and then narrow it down to, like your 30-minute charts and stuff like that. So like on the 1 day chart here, we're still in really strong upward momentum. But I'm expecting here soon you're gonna start seeing some red candlesticks appear on the daily chart, and maybe it'll bump back down here. Look at the support on the day chart, on the moving average, on the 1 day. It's gonna, in the future, as the days pass, I think it's gonna still kind of hover right around the 302 level. So if we can get a couple red candlesticks on the day chart that come closer to like the 303, I'm expecting as far as the price to either come back down here around like 336, maybe in the next couple days. It can come down a little bit lower, say somewhere between like 320 and 303. If it can do that, go ahead and if you're watching this, I would seriously recommend maybe putting some money on the table and buying in, because if it bounces off that moving average right here on the daily chart, well, we're gonna see some serious upward movement. More upward movement, and you can see the price of this thing easily go back. It could go all the way up into like the 400s. Pretty much overnight. Um, so it's really exciting to see, and it's just, for me, I've got a smile on my face because finally I can get into something right now and make some decent trades and not have a whole lot to worry about as far as the technical charts being distorted from variables that you can't see. Like the amount of money that's being pumped into the markets from like central banks. This thing's decentralized, so you don't even have to worry about that. And that's what really excites me about this, because um, as more people move on board and buy cryptos and get into current digital currency, the more you're just going to see these prices go berserko like this, and just go absolutely haywire and shoot to the moon. One last chart I wanted to show you real quick before I get off here. I know this video is running kind of long, so I apologize. But look at this 1 week chart, guys. I have never seen anything like this in my entire freaking life. You know what this reminds me of? Just looking at this chart, it reminds me, the only charts I've seen like this are the ones from the Federal Reserve, and they show the amount of debt that's being created. That's it. Those are the only charts I can even compare to this. And this one, thank God, is not debt being created. This is pure profits. This is pure open free market. And there's what's that phrase? Pictures say 1,000 words. Well, if you want one of those, just look at this one right here. If that doesn't tell you what's happening right now, I don't know what does. Um, but again, like I said, just another reason to look at cryptos. That's all I have from here. You're tuning in to howtoplaystock.com. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that like button, share it with others. And these are today's investors' investing tips. And remember, guys, income is the outcome, all right? I'll talk to you guys later.